Welcome. It's time to hear what's on my mind on this episode of Trisha's 2 Cents Podcast. I'm your host, Trisha. None of us are immune to struggles. Everyone is not transparent about it, but we all struggle with something: relationships, money, anger, addiction, or weight. It does not matter how much money you have in your bank account, a little or much. Struggles are a part of this life. When we are struggling, we are striving to achieve or attain something, when it is often a very difficult thing to do. We're striving to make our goal a reality. We keep setting goals but fall short, and we get frustrated because falling short makes us feel like a failure. I have struggled with my weight from one end of the scale to the other. As I've stated before, I was called skinny mini, slim, olive oil, toothpick. We have an older family friend and former church member who used to tell me I was so skinny, my pantyhose would bunch up at my ankles. You know those people who eat whatever they want and not gain an ounce? That used to be me. I was that size all through school and college, even while pregnant with my first child. My brother said I looked like a pencil with a P attached. I really did not start to gain weight until after my second pregnancy, and my health started to change. After being diagnosed with hypothyroidism, I started gaining weight at a rapid rate. Weight gain is one of the symptoms of an underactive thyroid, and it takes time for the doctor to tailor the prescription to your needs. During that time, what might not have seemed like much weight to others, people outside looking in, it was enormous to me. You ever heard that saying, making a mountain out of a molehill? That means you make something bigger than what it is. Well, a mountain to me might be a molehill to you, and a mountain to you might be a molehill to me, meaning we don't see things the same way. Has anyone ever discredited you and your feelings because they do not understand your struggle? Fast forward 20 years, and I'm 60 pounds heavier than I was after my second child, and 20 to 30 pounds heavier than I want to be. You might say to me, I cannot tell. You don't look overweight to me. But I am heavier than what my body is supposed to be. I'm on the verge of diabetes, and I made a deal with my doctor to lose 10 pounds by December and exercise daily. I'm telling you, the struggle is real. But why is it so hard to do the right thing for your health? Can you relate to struggling with doing the right thing when you know it will benefit you? I know that Dr. Pepper is not good for me, but I also know how good it tastes, and that sugar high I get just after 2 sips. But I also know if I stop drinking Dr. Pepper every day, I will lose the weight and also meet my goal of 10 pounds by December. I had 6 months to lose this weight. Now I'm down to 3 weeks. We keep choosing wrong, knowing it is wrong. How do we get out of this struggle and this hamster wheel? You might not have a weight struggle, but a struggle is still a struggle. And we must conquer our struggle. I am so ready to say the struggle is over. Aren't you? We must first acknowledge that we are in fact struggling. I can admit I have a very hard time saying no to foods that I know aren't any good for me and that I know are not going to help me achieve my goals. And I can also admit I do not push myself hard enough to exercise, knowing that once I finish that exercise, I feel amazing. Can you acknowledge your struggle? Can you admit you are standing in your own way? When I love, I love. And I have loved and cared about those who have been in abusive relationships and those who have had addictions. These are very difficult struggles to overcome. But one lesson I have learned: until a person acknowledges that there is a problem and that they want change, there is nothing you can do about it. You can talk to them, encourage them, listen to them, even guide them. But until they acknowledge that they want a change will not happen. The struggle will continue. This does not mean we stop talking, encouraging, listening, and guiding. It just means we cannot overcome for them. We are just there to support while they are trying and when they do. As I said, struggles are always present, but we can overcome them when they rise up in our lives. Overcoming struggles start with prayer, which is our conversation with God, and asking God to help with whatever our personal struggle may be. I myself am going to ask God to give me the strength to eat better, exercise, and make conscious decisions about my health. I love to quote Philippians 4:13, and it says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." I can do whatever I put my mind to because Christ will give me the strength to do it. See, when we are weak, Christ is strong, and we can lean on Him to help us. It is so hard to try to overcome our weaknesses by ourselves, but the good news is we don't have to do it alone. You don't have to overcome your struggle alone. There may be ups, downs, and setbacks while we overcome, but we will overcome. And then we will be able to look back and say, yes, the struggle is over. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Trisha's 2 Cents podcast. Join me on the next episode as I give life lessons through my experience, my growth, and always from my heart. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite listening platform.